Thoracic outlet syndrome is a problem that can create pain in the shoulders, arms, and hands, and is usually treated with exercise. Unfortunately, exercising alone doesn't get you the greatest results, which is why I'm going to be showing you the best treatment you can do for TOS. My name's Adam, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over what thoracic outlet syndrome is, what the major causes of it are, and the best treatment you can do that is not exercise. Now, if you're someone who has had TOS and has been to physical therapy before, let me know in the comment section how it went and what you did. I'm very curious and love to add this kind of stuff to the future videos. So thoracic outlet syndrome is basically a group of disorders that creates pain in the shoulders, arms, and hands by having compression on nerves and veins and arteries and things like that through the first rib and the clavicle. So basically what ends up happening is all the nerves and veins that go into the shoulder and all that, they end up becoming compressed, which then creates that pain in the shoulder and then down the arm. Now, there are several reasons for thoracic outlet syndrome, like performing repetitive tasks or even getting the same injury, doing weightlifting, having poor posture, or even being stressed and depressed. But the one thing all these things have in common is that they usually create contracted muscles. If you're doing the same movements over and over, then you are also using the same muscles over and over to contract and perform those movements. Do it right now. Touch your chest on the top of it, and then bring your arm all the way up and then touch there again. You will feel that it is contracting. And every time you bring your arm up, whether it is to type on the phone or be on the computer, that muscle is going to contract. And a similar situation happens when you get injured, because now those muscles are not contracting to get stronger, they're contracting to protect that injured area. So both repetitive injuries and tasks can create bad posture and also create our thoracic outlet syndrome. Now, obviously, weightlifting, the whole idea is to contract the muscles to make them stronger. So that was pretty obvious. But when it comes to something like depression or even stress, what ends up happening here is usually those kind of emotions will put us into a curled up and defensive state, like a curled up ball. And these positions are still repetitive positions, which means our muscles are still contracting to get us into those depressed positions. So even your emotions can set you off and push you into these positions that create TOS. And of course, bad posture is simply repetitive movement done over and over that locks you into these bad positions, once again creating pain like thoracic outlet syndrome. So basically what I'm getting at here is the most likely reason for having thoracic outlet syndrome is due to muscles being constantly contracted. And this brings me to why we shouldn't be exercising the weaker muscles first. Now, on the one hand, exercising the weaker muscles seems like a good idea, because if we think about TOS and what it usually associates with, which is rounded shoulders and bad posture, when we get those rounded shoulders, we get that compression, right? We get everything kinking up on our pretend nerve here. So exercising is technically trying to exercise the back muscles to open everything up, which allows space for the nerve to freely move around and not cause you pain. So why is this wrong to do in the first place? Because if we're exercising muscles that are weak to open up the chest area, then why are we not working on the muscles that are already strong that's pulling the body forward to begin with? You see, the idea here is that if we're training muscles to move the joints back, if that's the idea of making them stronger, well, what about the muscles that are already strong pulling the joints forward in the first place? And this is where the better treatment comes into play, which is self-massage. So the reason why you want to start with self-massaging the stronger muscles first is because these stronger muscles become locked in this shortened position, which technically locks everything else in those positions. So the idea here is that because the muscles in the front are locked short, the muscles in the back, the weaker muscles, become locked long, become locked and weakened that way. And the idea here is that if you try to train those weaker muscles first, you're not going to be able to fully contract the muscles and get them the strength they need to pull your posture and to pull out that TOS in order to relieve that pain, basically. So all my rambling here is basically just pointing out that thanks to something called reciprocal inhibition, which basically tells us that one muscle's strong, the other one has to shut off, the muscles in the front are so strong that the muscles in the back cannot activate, cannot become stronger. And this is why we need to start with the self-massage techniques on the front of the body. Now that doesn't mean you shouldn't be exercising those weaker muscles. The idea here is to do that last. You have to first release the shorter, stronger muscles before you try to exercise the longer, weaker muscles. Release the short side, anchor the back side, and it will help you not only open up your chest and relieve your TOS pain, but it will even help you fix your posture. Now, if you want a treatment plan for TOS, then check out the video in the top right corner. Other than that, my name's Adam, and this is Pain Strength, where we believe if you can fix your posture, you can fix your pain. I'll see you later.